Have you ever looked back and wished you had chosen differently? As we age, every decision we make gently shapes the life we live, either building a foundation of fulfillment or quietly wearing it down. Some mistakes seem small at first, but over time they can lead to loneliness, financial hardship, and health challenges that could have been avoided. In this video, we'll uncover 6 major mistakes that many people make in their later years. Mistakes that can quietly erode happiness if we're not careful. Often, these slip in so gradually that we don't realize the impact until it's too late. But once you recognize these patterns, you can change course and create a future filled with joy, purpose, and peace. Stay with me until the end, because this isn't just about avoiding regrets. It's about embracing a life of meaning and vitality. We'll explore what these 6 mistakes are, why they happen, and how you can steer clear of them to protect and nourish your future self. Let's begin. Number 1. Neglecting emotional well-being. One often invisible, but deeply damaging, mistake many people make as they age is neglecting their emotional well-being. It's easy to prioritize physical health, finances, and even social connections, while quietly brushing aside feelings of sadness, grief, or anxiety as just part of getting older. But emotional health is just as important as physical health, and nurturing your inner world can make the difference between simply existing and truly living. As we move through the later chapters of life, it's natural to encounter losses. The loss of loved ones, changes in living circumstances, shifts in identity as careers end or roles within the family change. These transitions can stir up profound emotions: grief, loneliness, uncertainty, even fear. Unfortunately, too many people are taught to stay strong, carry on, or keep their feelings buried inside. Over time, this unacknowledged emotional pain can fester, leading to depression, anxiety, and a sense of isolation, even when surrounded by others. True strength lies not in suppressing your emotions but in honoring them. Speaking with a trusted friend, counselor, or faith leader, joining a support group, journaling your thoughts and feelings, or simply giving yourself permission to grieve and heal, these are not signs of weakness. They are acts of profound courage. Take the story of Eleanor, an 80-year-old who had always been the pillar of her family. When her husband passed away, she told everyone she was fine. Inside, though, she was overwhelmed with loneliness and sorrow. It wasn't until she joined a widow's support group at her church that she found a safe place to share her pain, and slowly she began to heal. Through connection and honest conversations, Eleanor rediscovered joy and built new friendships she never thought possible. Another important part of emotional well-being is practicing self-compassion. Many older adults are harder on themselves than they would ever be on anyone else. They replay regrets, dwell on missed opportunities, or criticize their bodies for aging. But the truth is, you are worthy of kindness, forgiveness, and love, especially from yourself. Every wrinkle, every scar, every story has made you who you are today. And who you are is enough. Nurturing your emotional health doesn't erase the challenges of aging, but it transforms how you meet them. It gives you resilience, grace, and the ability to find meaning and joy even in seasons of change. So remember, speak your feelings, seek connection when you need it, allow yourself to heal, and treat yourself with the same tenderness you would offer a dear friend. Because emotional well-being is not a luxury, it is the foundation of a full, beautiful life at every age. Number 2. Refusing to adapt to change. Another mistake that quietly erodes happiness and independence in later life is resisting change. Whether it's technology, lifestyle adjustments, or evolving social norms, many seniors instinctively dig in their heels and say, "I've lived long enough, I shouldn't have to change now." And truly, it's understandable. Change can be uncomfortable, even overwhelming at times. After decades of doing things a certain way, the thought of starting over, of learning something new, can feel exhausting. But here's the deeper truth. Refusing to adapt doesn't stop the world from moving forward. It only makes life more frustrating, more isolating, and at times unnecessarily harder. Technology is a clear example. Many believe that smartphones, online banking, and video calls are for the young. But today, these tools are not simply luxuries, they are becoming essential for staying connected, managing daily life, and protecting oneself. Without basic digital skills, seniors risk being left out of important conversations, struggling with tasks that could be made easier, or even becoming vulnerable to scams due to lack of understanding. Take the story of Albert, a spirited man of 78. For years, Albert proudly clung to his trusty flip phone, convinced it was good enough. Meanwhile, his grandchildren shared photos and news through group chats he couldn't join. His bank shifted to online services, making it harder for him to manage his finances. He missed invitations, updates, and simple conveniences, all because he refused to adapt. Finally, with some gentle encouragement, Albert decided to give technology a try. With patience and a little help from a neighbor, he learned to send text messages, join video calls, and even order groceries online. What began as reluctant frustration turned into new freedom, allowing him to stay connected to his family, handle tasks more easily, and feel more in control of his world. Adaptation isn't just about gadgets though. It's about daily habits too. Updating your diet to better support your health. Embracing new medical advice based on decades of research. Installing modern safety features at home to prevent accidents. The mindset of, "this is how I've always done it," can be quietly dangerous. Because sometimes better, safer, more joyful alternatives exist, if we are willing to explore them. Change also weaves its way through our relationships. Younger generations live differently, speak differently, value different things. Instead of resisting or criticizing these changes, meeting them with curiosity and open-mindedness can create bridges instead of walls. When you engage with the world as it is, not as it once was, you'll find yourself feeling more connected, more accepted, and less lonely. Adapting doesn't mean abandoning who you are. It means honoring your wisdom while remaining flexible enough to keep growing. The world will keep moving with or without us. But when you choose to grow with it, you gift yourself greater independence, greater fulfillment, and surprising new joys. It's never too late to embrace a new way of doing things. In fact, the more open you are to change, the more you'll discover that life still has beautiful surprises to offer. No matter how many candles are on your birthday cake. If you're still with us and finding these insights valuable, please leave a comment with number 2 below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I warmly invite you to do so, and turn on the bell notification, so you won't miss future videos designed to empower and inspire you. Now let's continue this important journey together. Number 3. Isolating from friends and family. Another mistake that can quietly and devastatingly erode the quality of life in later years is withdrawing from social connections. At first, it can seem so harmless. Maybe you stop attending a few gatherings. You make fewer phone calls. You tell yourself that people are probably too busy, or that you don't want to bother anyone. But over time, this quiet retreat from others can lead to profound loneliness, depression, and even physical and cognitive decline. As human beings, we are deeply wired for connection. Staying socially engaged isn't just about filling time. It's about nurturing our emotional well-being, our sense of purpose, and even our brain health. Far too many seniors believe that feeling lonely is an inevitable part of growing older, but nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, research shows that social isolation can be as damaging to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Isolation increases the risk of heart disease, weakens the immune system, and significantly raises the likelihood of developing dementia. When the mind isn't stimulated regularly through conversations, shared moments, and laughter, it begins to slow down. Memory loss, confusion, and a dulling of the spirit soon follow. Let me share with you the story of Dorothy, a warm and lively woman of 76. As friends grew busier with their families and responsibilities, Dorothy slowly stopped reaching out. "I don't want to be a burden," she often told herself. Weeks turned into months, and before she knew it, most of her days were spent alone, with only the television for company. Her energy faded. Her mood darkened. Simple joys no longer sparked excitement. But when Dorothy finally gathered the courage to call an old friend, join a local book club, and invite her grandchildren for Sunday visits, her world began to bloom again. Her smile returned. Her energy lifted. Even her memory and focus improved. It wasn't a miracle, it was the healing power of human connection. Another common pitfall is relying solely on family for social interaction. While family is deeply important, it's unfair, and often unrealistic, to expect them to meet all your social needs. Loved ones have busy lives, and leaning too heavily on them can sometimes lead to feelings of disappointment or resentment. That's why it's vital to build a wider circle, through friendships, neighbors, community groups, or faith organizations. Having multiple sources of connection not only enriches your life but also protects you from feeling abandoned during busy seasons in others' lives. Technology can be a lifeline too. Even if it feels overwhelming at first, learning to use simple tools like video calls, voice messaging, or social media platforms can open doors to staying connected with those who matter most, especially when meeting in person isn't possible. Embracing these tools isn't about chasing trends. It's about keeping your heart and your world open, even in a digital age. The beautiful truth is, it's never too late to reach out. Whether it's joining a local club, volunteering at a community center, attending library events, or simply making a habit of calling an old friend each week, small steps can create a big difference. The goal isn't to have a packed social calendar. It's about nurturing meaningful relationships that keep you sharp, joyful, and deeply connected to life. Number 4. Mismanaging finances. Few mistakes are more devastating, or more preventable, than failing to manage finances wisely in later life. It's easy to fall into the comforting belief that money matters less as we age. Perhaps you've worked hard, saved diligently, and feel you deserve to enjoy your retirement without constantly thinking about expenses. And you do deserve to enjoy life. But the truth is, mismanaging finances, whether through overspending, underestimating future costs, or failing to plan for emergencies, can quickly transform golden years into years of stress, struggle, and unwanted dependence on others. Many seniors make the mistake of assuming they have enough to last, only to realize too late that rising medical costs, inflation, and unexpected emergencies can erode savings far faster than anticipated. It's not simply about how much you have. It's about how wisely you protect what you have. Even those who once lived comfortably can find themselves facing difficult choices if they don't adjust their spending to match this new stage of life. Take the story of Richard, a 72-year-old retired engineer. When he first retired, Richard felt secure. He traveled freely, showered his grandchildren with generous gifts, and enjoyed frequent dinners at fine restaurants. But as the years passed, his savings began to dwindle, faster than he ever imagined. Unexpected medical expenses piled up. He hadn't planned for the possibility of needing long-term care. By the time Richard recognized the problem, his financial independence was slipping away. Reluctantly, he had to turn to his children for support, something he had deeply hoped to avoid. Looking back, he often wished he had been more cautious from the beginning, adjusting his lifestyle to make his savings truly last. Another common oversight is neglecting ongoing financial planning. Some believe that once they retire, their days of budgeting and investing are behind them. But the reality is that financial management is a lifelong process. Even in later years, careful budgeting, wise investment decisions, and thoughtful adjustments can mean the difference between peace of mind and sleepless nights. Tracking everyday expenses, understanding how much might be needed for healthcare or potential assisted living, and having a financial plan that evolves with your needs, these are critical steps to ensure lasting security. It's also heartbreaking to acknowledge that seniors are prime targets for scams. Phone scams, email fraud, and even deceitful individuals posing as trusted advisors prey upon the trust that many older adults grew up valuing. Entire life savings can disappear in an instant. One of the most important ways to protect yourself is by learning to recognize common scams, being skeptical of unsolicited offers, and consulting a trusted family member or financial professional before making significant financial decisions. Financial security in later life isn't about being wealthy. It's about being wise. It's about creating a clear, realistic budget, planning for future needs, and protecting yourself against unnecessary risks. Even small adjustments, cutting back on non-essential spending, consolidating resources, seeking honest advice, can make a remarkable difference. These changes are acts of self-respect. They safeguard your independence, your dignity, and your ability to live life on your own terms for as long as possible. Remember, it's never too late to take control. Your future self will thank you for every wise choice you make today. If you're still with us and finding these insights helpful, please leave a comment with number 4 below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I warmly invite you to do so, and turn on notifications so you never miss the tools and inspiration we share to help you thrive. Now let's move forward together. Number 5. Neglecting physical health. One of the most common and most heartbreaking mistakes people make as they grow older is neglecting their physical health. It often happens so quietly, so innocently. Maybe it starts by skipping a morning walk on a chilly day, choosing a quick, convenient meal over something nourishing, telling yourself, "I'll get back to it tomorrow." But the truth is, these small choices accumulate. Over weeks, months, and years, they silently erode the foundation of our vitality. As mobility declines and energy fades, many simply accept it as a natural part of aging. Yet much of the loss we attribute to getting older is actually the result of inactivity, poor nutrition, and overlooking the early whispers of our bodies calling for care. Have you ever noticed feeling stiff after sitting too long? Or perhaps your balance doesn't feel quite as steady as it once did. These are not just signs of aging, they are urgent invitations from your body to move, to nourish, and to listen. Movement is essential at every age. The less we move, the harder it becomes to stay active. And before we realize it, everyday tasks, standing up from a chair, climbing a few steps, reaching for a book on the top shelf, begin to feel like monumental efforts. Weak muscles lead to poor balance, and poor balance dramatically increases the risk of falls. And make no mistake, a single fall can change everything. Broken bones, lengthy recoveries, a loss of confidence, even a loss of independence. Take the story of Harold, a 74-year-old former carpenter. Harold considered himself relatively fit and active. But slowly his daily walks became less frequent. He reasoned that he deserved to rest after a lifetime of hard work. Within months, he noticed that standing for long periods left him exhausted. His knees ached. His once strong legs felt shaky. When Harold finally decided to rebuild his strength, he discovered just how much he had lost, and how hard the road back would be. It took months of dedication, and while he made progress, he often wished he had simply kept moving all along. Neglecting nutrition is another hidden danger. Many seniors believe that because they eat less, their nutritional needs are lower. In reality, aging bodies need more care, not less. Protein to maintain precious muscle mass, calcium and vitamin D to protect bones, fiber to keep digestion running smoothly. Living on processed foods, skipping meals, or relying too heavily on easy snacks can quietly lead to deficiencies that sap your strength, weaken your immune system, and open the door to chronic illnesses like diabetes, heart disease, and high blood pressure. Finally, ignoring routine health checkups is another mistake with steep costs. Many wait until something feels terribly wrong before seeing a doctor. But by then, silent conditions like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or osteoporosis may already have caused damage. Prevention and early detection are powerful allies. Regular checkups are not a burden. They are an act of self-respect and love for the life you still have ahead of you. The good news is, it's never too late to make a positive change. Even simple actions like taking a daily 15-minute walk, choosing fresh foods over packaged ones, doing light strength exercises with resistance bands, scheduling regular wellness check-ins, can create a remarkable difference over time. Caring for your body isn't about trying to outrun aging. It's about giving yourself the greatest gift, the freedom to keep doing the things you love, spending precious moments with those you cherish, and embracing each new day with strength and grace. Number 6. Ignoring mental growth and purpose. One of the most overlooked, yet life-altering, mistakes people make as they grow older is giving up on personal growth and losing their sense of purpose. It's an easy trap to fall into. After decades of working, raising families, and fulfilling responsibilities, retirement can feel like reaching the finish line. Some believe, now it's time to simply rest, assuming their days of learning, growing, and setting goals are behind them. But nothing could be further from the truth. Having something meaningful to look forward to, a hobby, a passion, a challenge, is essential for staying mentally sharp, emotionally vibrant, and physically healthy. It's not just a luxury. It's a lifeline. A common myth is that mental decline is an unavoidable part of aging. While some changes are natural, research shows the brain remains remarkably capable of learning, adapting, and forming new connections at any age. The real danger isn't age itself, it's inactivity. When we stop engaging our minds, when we stop stretching, questioning, and creating, the brain begins to slow, not because it must, but because it's not being nourished. Studies have shown that seniors who continue to challenge themselves, by reading, solving puzzles, learning new skills, maintain better cognitive function and are less likely to experience dementia. Think of Linda, a 70-year-old woman who had always been full of energy and curiosity. After retiring, though, she found herself spending most days in front of the television, convinced her best years were behind her. Over time, she began to forget things, withdrew from conversations, and felt a dullness settle over her life. Then one day she took a leap. She signed up for an art class at her local community center. It was something she had never tried before. Within weeks, she felt a spark reignite. Her mind became sharper, her spirit lighter. She even built new friendships, proof that it's never too late to begin again. Another subtle but powerful threat is losing a sense of purpose. For many, purpose had been defined by work, raising children, or caregiving. When those roles diminish, it can leave a hollow feeling, and if not filled with something new, boredom, sadness, and even depression can creep in. Having a reason to get up in the morning, a mission, a passion, a project, breathes vitality into life. Could be volunteering in your community, mentoring younger generations, tending a beautiful garden, writing a memoir, or simply setting a goal to learn something new. Some shy away from new pursuits out of fear of failure, fear of embarrassment, fear that it's too late. But age has nothing to do with your ability to grow. Some of the most inspiring stories come from people who learned new languages, started new businesses, or found fresh creative passions in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s. Growth doesn't stop because you turn a certain age. It only stops when you decide to stop trying. Keeping your mind active, staying curious, and seeking out new challenges not only boosts mood, it improves longevity, cognitive health, and even physical well-being. A vibrant mind leads to a vibrant life. No matter your age, your mind is still capable of blooming. Your story still matters. Your life still holds meaning, and there are still new adventures waiting for you if you are willing to say yes. The key is simple. Keep looking forward, keep learning, and never let yourself believe that your best days are behind you. Because in truth, the best moments may still be ahead. Final thoughts. Aging is not a slow fading away. It's a beautiful continuation of a life still rich with meaning, growth, and connection. The mistakes we talked about today aren't inevitable. They're simply crossroads, and with awareness and courage, we can always choose a better path. By caring for our bodies, staying socially connected, embracing change, managing our finances wisely, nurturing our minds, and tending to our hearts, we set ourselves up not just to survive these later years, but to truly thrive. No matter where you are right now, remember, it's never too late to make positive changes. It's never too late to live with more purpose, more joy, and more love. You are not alone on this journey, and your best days may still be ahead. If you found this video helpful, I would love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below, even a simple, "I'm still here," so I know you're part of this community. Which of these 6 lessons resonated with you the most? Share your thoughts. Your experience could inspire someone else. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you won't miss future videos filled with encouragement, wisdom, and practical tips for living your fullest life at every age. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Take good care of yourself, body, mind, and heart. I'll see you in the next video.